Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Bald Explorer Live, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, we've started with the proper music again. We had Jimmy Young on yesterday's music, and today I was debating. What shall I do? Shall I start with a different piece of music? No. This is my theme. I love it. Got to start with the proper theme. It's lovely to have you here joining me today, 8 o'clock on a Tuesday today, ladies and gentlemen. Tuesday the 10th. I've got it written down here on my bit of paper. The 10th of April. Oh, it's been an exciting day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to tell you all about the exciting day that I've had. But, hey, I'm so. What is it? The other Prime Minister said that we had. Can't even remember his name. Old shiny face before Theresa May. What was his name? The Tory chap. Oh, I can't remember his name. Not Ed Miliband, because he was the other one. He was on the other side, but opposite him. You know, David Cameron. I've got it. What does he say? I'm so pumped up. He said, with as much reality as a deflated balloon. Yes, I'm so pumped up, ladies and gentlemen. But I am, and the reason is I just had a flick. I had a flick over to the group, ladies and gentlemen. I flicked over to the group just to see what the numbers of the group membership was. And yesterday, ladies and gentlemen, our group members, on the bit of paper that I was using yesterday, which I'd left in the studio, the script, not the bit of paper, what am I talking about? The script, the hours and hours. I tell you, you don't believe how long these scripts pages, reams, tomes of information has been researched and scurried, squirreled down on bits of paper, and it all accumulates into the master script. That is this Bald Explorer Live, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, yesterday I found one of those leather-bound scripts from yesterday's show, and I noticed that at the time of recording there was 548 members. We must be doing something right, because today, as of when I just looked, there was 568 members. Another 20 have joined. It's so lovely. If you are one of the new members and you are tuning in and you're thinking, wait, what have I joined? Well, you've joined a wonderful community. There is no other group like this. Yes, you might be thinking, well, thank goodness for that. But there is no other group like this. This is the best group on Facebook. Not everybody yet knows it, but they will do. We are going to tell them, we're going to go forth, and we're going to multiply and bring them in and welcome them all with lovely open arms and give them a great big hug, because that's the sort of place this is. It really is. We give everybody a big hug and a big whopping great kiss and say, you are a member of the Bald Explorer group, and it's absolutely fantastic. So, as you are a member of the Bald Explorer group and you've come and you're thinking, what the devil is this bald bloke on about? I've never seen anything quite like it. Never in my entire life have I ever seen such a buffoon performing like a monkey on a little gimbal going blah, 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 blah. Well, that's what we've got for you. So let's find out who is out there and who is saying hello to the Bald Explorer today. Why don't we have a look? So, ladies and gentlemen, we've got Anne Osborne, the lovely Anne Osborne, live on Facebook, which is lovely. Corinne Lindsay, my lovely sister, has joined. Hello, Corinne. I hope you're well. Still haven't got the probate check yet, but any day yet, love. Philip Naylor always comes up with a lovely jolly wave. It's always nice to see the jolly wave. Kevin Hall is there. Hello, Kevin. Hope you're well. Steve Blakey says, oh my God, he's back. Woo woo. Yes, I've just seen a picture of your prosthetic legs on my screen, which was quite interesting. Graham Whittington has just disappeared out of sight. It's just gone. I don't know what you said, but it's gone. It's gone, love. It's gone. You're writing to Steel Pilford says, only just made it in time. Didn't hear the podcast about the cancellation till 8:30. Oh, well, that's gone now. Sorry, I'm so late. Hi, Vobes1 says Dan Thompson. Matthew Holdsworth is there. Mark Selwood is also there. Jurgen, nice to see you again, Jurgen. Terry Wood, Graham Whittington, and Macintosh Pam. They're all there. They're all writing stuff. Now, if you're new and you're watching and you haven't yet dared to type something in, we are friendly. So do dare, type something in, especially if it's on the live show. Tend not to see it if it's on a replay, but you're very welcome because sometimes we will notice your comments. And if you're watching on YouTube, oh, I wish I could hug you. I wish I could get closer and pull you over to the Facebook side and bring you into the live. And one day we really shall. I just want to make that clear because I know you often feel like you're being left out. And you really aren't. We do think about you. Well, I certainly think about you because I do appreciate you coming along and enjoying the show. So it's so lovely. Dan Thompson is giving me those eyes, those heart-filled eyes, which is rather nice. Across from the US of A, which is fantastic. Stevie Blakey there says, oh, it's all coming back again. It's like really weird. Nigel Sadler says, you bring a cheer on a dull evening in York. Are you in York, Nigel? What are you doing up there in York? We've got a walk to be planning. Maybe I must go up to York. It sounds lovely, doesn't it? I've seen some pictures of York. I have been there a couple of times and I must go up there. Corinne is there. Steve Pilford and Jane Ainsley. Hello, Jane. It's so lovely to see you. And, of course, the emojis are flying. If only I could capture those emojis and bottle them for those days when I'm under the table feeling rough. Yes, it's after a night out with the lovely Julia, of course. Not that I've had a night out with the lovely Julia. I just make that absolutely plain. I haven't, but I did have the day with the lovely Julia. We're going to talk about the day with the lovely Julia and her son, because the thing about the lovely Julia now is, you may not realise this, but she has, I don't know how she's managed to do this, but she's staff. She's staff now. She's helping me very much with the show. So one's got to look after your members of staff. There are other members of staff, of course, who are on the peripheral, and I want to reel them in. I'm going to be seeing Claire Leach, the lovely, lovely Claire Leach, on Saturday. Let's hope that the weather breaks. We've had a little bit of sunshine today here in Worthing, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you that, which has been nice. But yesterday was raining and it was miserable, but I managed to get out with Mark English. And let me tell you that the first of the Mark English videos are done. They're edited. It's edited. Oh, yes. And it's ready. It's ready to go out tomorrow morning, and you're going to enjoy it because Mark English is also he's a paranormal investigator. So we're going to be talking about that. I'm going to get him on the live show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to get him here, and we're going to talk things paranormal. Things will go freaky. Not too freaky, I hope, but we will get him in. I don't know if it's... Are you out there today, Mark, or are you having a lie down from yesterday's show? I don't blame you, having worked with the old Vobie One-Eyed Kenobi, but you never know. Anyway, so... I don't know if you noticed today's video, the lovely Julia and I were in Bedham. Now, that's a funny little place. It's in the woods. It's this old school. I think it was sort of built about 1850. Can't remember exactly. This lovely old school that's sort of part school, part church. And what is amazing about this show is, not only am I just about to do a great big burp, I've got rid of it, you're all right. But what is amazing is we did this video and suddenly somebody said, here, my uncle or my granddad went to school there. And the next minute, there's pictures of them lined up at the school, at this old derelict old church stroke school in the middle of woods at Bedham near Fittleworth. And suddenly, on the Bald Explorer group, there is these pictures, and Julia, I know, was alerting me to. I haven't had a chance to actually sort of go in there because I've had to sort of get stuff ready for the show. It's so hard work, ladies. It's so hard work getting stuff ready for the show. But no, I'm gobsmacked when that happens. We mention something, we go somewhere, we think this is an obscure place. Nobody will ever know about this. And suddenly, my granddad went to school there and he told me about this. And other people saying, yeah, we used to sneak through it was far more undergrown than it is now. And we used to sneak through that and we did this and we did the other. So it's absolutely amazing. It's amazing what happens when you stick something out onto the internet. And do you know what? That doesn't happen on television, does it? That doesn't really happen on television unless they've had researchers go out and ring people up and drag them in and bung it on the television. I think this is why Facebook and YouTube are the best places for someone as meagerly talented as me to sort of bung my little load of nonsense up, so at least nobody can see it and what am I saying? So that people can interact. I just think it's absolutely amazing. So that's really exciting. Very excited that. However, ladies and gentlemen, we did have some very macabre things going on. There was this hare at Bedham, and you saw it, and people were commenting, and people were saying, "Oh, maybe it's somebody who's grooming their animals, and all the hairs come off their little animals." And that may be true. And then others were saying, "It's a coven. It's a secret coven. They're all coming in and doing some witchy stuff." Now, Julia will probably slap me because she hates it if I take the mickey out of all that sort of mystical stuff, because she's a little bit into that, shall we say. But it could have been that. Somebody else was mentioning Little Bighorn and taking it a bit too seriously, taking all the scalps. They've scalped too many people. It did look like that because these were great clump. There wasn't like a hairdresser. When you looked at the stuff, I'm sorry I haven't got a picture of it in front, otherwise I would have shoved the picture up. But when when you go to the hairdresser and they go, I mean, I only know this going to a barber, and it was a very long time ago, as you can imagine. And they put the little, that little horrible, nasty plastic sheet they put round you so that the hair cascades off. I remember as a kid sitting there at the barber's with the red and white pole outside thinking, I wonder if the lady upstairs has got short seams on, stockings. Because I got confused with the red light and the red and white. I thought they were one and the same. I assumed that the lady upstairs with the short skirts and the sort of wayward way and the sort of low cut whatever, I thought that was all part of the barber's experience. Because they always said, "Something for the weekend, sir." I thought, I want something for upstairs, mate. That's what I want, something for upstairs. Let me get up there. And then old Mrs. Nellie would come down, 86, face like an elephant. "Yeah, hello, dear. Would you like to come upstairs?" "Oh, no, thank you. I've got to go and find my libido. I've suddenly lost it rather rapidly." So I got a bit confused with that. But I do remember sitting there in the barber's shop with this very shiny, sheeny little gown that they would put over you. And when they took the great chunks of your hair off, because when I was younger, I did actually have quite a lot of hair, actually, ladies and gentlemen. Not so much on the very top bit. It did look like a tonsil from the monks area. I was a bit like Derek Nimmo in Brother John or Brother... What was that programme with Derek Nimmo? I can't remember now. "Oh, I was absolute sour. Yes, I'm Derek Nimmo. Oh, it's very, very nice, Derek Nimmo. Wasn't he? He was a charming fellow, Derek Nimmo. Very charming. Used to bobble about like that. Oh, yes, I'm Derek Nimmo." Do you remember that? It's not a very good impression, I realise that. Anyway, so your chunks of hair would just cascade off this sort of plasticky sheet. But when you're in the barber's and you're having the hair cascade off that plastic sheet, and you look down at the floor and you'd see all this hair. It was in little clumps, little tiny little clumps all over the place. This stuff that we had in Bedham, I mean, it was proper long hair. It was as if people had gone there, rounded up from, I don't know, maybe, rounded up, bit of people trafficking, coming in, going, "Right, come in here. We got Mr. Barber of Seville in there, and he's just doing a bit of practising." Takes the whole scalp off. like that. Maybe there is going to be, maybe it's part of a new Doctor Who series with this new woman thing. And maybe, you know, this new woman that's playing Doctor Who, maybe she's doing it bald, because I gather nobody's actually ever seen the new Doctor Who stuff. So I'm assuming that it could be, you know, the invasion of the bald men. And that could be awkward, because some people believe television is true, and they may actually think that when they see this invasion of the bald men, and there's Doctor Who with his sonic, well, it would be sonic scissors, wouldn't it? Sonic scissors cutting people's hair off. Maybe that's what they were filming, a scene with Doctor Who battling off these long-haired hippies, and he's sonicking them with his sonic scissors, and actually zip, all the hair's flying off. And maybe that's all it was. It was a harmless television programme. Instead of being filmed in Wales in some great big quarry that they often film these things, these monsters coming out of a lagoon, they filmed it at Bedham with these long-haired hippies. And perhaps it's like that, you know, 70s, like some 70s, what's it? I'm a long-haired layabout from Liverpool. Maybe they're all coming out from, instead of Liverpool, obviously it'd be Bedham. Anyway, and he's there sonicking them. Sonic, zip, zap, zippity-doo. Ha, ha, ha. I say he. Of course, he's now a she. So, anyway, it might be. That might be how it is. Or, I don't know what it was. But anyway, there was a lot of hair in there, and it was a bit disturbing. You saw that Julia's reaction. She was very disturbed by it all. Bedham, I'm getting told. Bedham, it's not Bedham, not Bedham. No, it's not Bedham, mate, it's Bedham. Sorry, like Horsham. I used to go to school in Horsham. Yes, I've got it, Pam, I've got it. It's Bedham, I can see it, I've just spotted it. Thank you so much. You see, it's very, you see, when I went to, what's it called? Melham, is it? No, what's the place that Victoria Wood chucked us? Not Victoria Wood. What are you talking about? The other one, the writer, Virginia Woolf. Very close. It's same initials, isn't it? Victoria Wood. Mel. I can't even think of the name now. Rodmell. It's because that's not Rodmell. Apparently, it's Rodmull, or something like that. So I assume, you know, Bedham is Bedham. Birmingham. I've been to Birmingham. It's very difficult to get these names right. And in the end, you start looking like a plonker. So I thought, doesn't matter, I'll just be a plonker. I don't need to look like one. Whew! Yeah, see? Very easy. Anyway, let's move on with the show as much as we jolly well can. So, yeah, we've done that. So now I was talking to Richard Sugg this morning. You know him, the veg grower. He's got the Veg Grower podcast. He was here and we cooked something up. And I said to him, do you know what? It'd be lovely. It'd be lovely to come over to your vegetable patch at your allotment occasionally and just find out what's going on, because I know you've got your podcast, everybody wants to listen to it, and that, you know, they're all sort of jumping ship from mine and they all want to listen to you, but I said it'd be great if I could pop in, we could do a thing for the show, it'd be great. And he said, he didn't say that, he was doing that. I don't know why he was doing that. It's something to do with the flowers. It gets the flowers up. He should see his melons. Yeah, they're quite big. Anyway, so I said, and he said, no, look, I want to come on the show. He says, I know it's a bit cheeky, but I want to come on the show once a month, and we do some more cooking. I'll bring something in, we'll find another recipe, and we'll cook it. And I said, yeah, that would be great, as long as it's not such a disaster. A disaster as we had last time, where we're making an omelette, and I brought in a saucepan so that we had scrambled omelette. I do cock it up, ladies and gentlemen. But that's why you love me. So anyway, so he's going to come in once a month. He also said, I know the mayor. I said, what do you mean, the mayor? I said, what, Sadiq Khan, the mayor of London? He said, no, not him. No, not him. No, I know the mayor of Worthing. I said, oh, that's very nice. He said, I put in a word to the mayor of Worthing, and the mayor of Worthing wants to see you. Oh, yeah, he wants to clap me in irons, no doubt. I said, no, 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 no. He said, no, 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 no. He said, that many no's, I wrote them down. No, 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 he said. No, none of that nonsense, he said. None of that nonsense. He wants to give you a guided tour around the town hall. I said, oh, that's nice. Can you take me down into the vaults where all the gold is kept? He says, I don't know that the gold is kept in the town hall. Oh, I said, well, never mind. It would be great. So on Friday, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go and see the Mayor of Worthing, and we're going to talk about having a look round the town hall and what was involved, because presumably I've got to get special clearance. You know, they need to have a look at my passport, they probably need to see my driving licence, they probably need to see what my inside leg measurement is, the size of my feet, how many earrings I'm not wearing, whether I wear a watch or got a chain round my neck, all that kind of stuff, and what, of course, my Ford Open Prison number is. I can tell you that number. It's 507-402-2331 666-984-88BB. I remember that as if it was only just this second. So anyway, so I'm going to go and see the Mayor, and that's going to be absolutely fantastic and lovely. So there we go. Another person who I've been in communication with, just keeping you all updated, ladies and gentlemen, so important, keeping you up in condition, went into a different language then. Another thing that I kept into communication. Oh, Russell is doing the dancing. Thank you, Russell. It's very nice. Steve Pilford, just let me say this. Steve Pilford says, my radio show. Steve Pilford, what is your radio show? We should be plugging this. He said, had a controversy over ham or villages. Oh, did it? Well, you know, this is the problem. One's so easy to get into trouble. Do tell us what your radio show is. You need a big key, Richard, says Mark Selwood. A big key. I don't quite get the connection, but you're probably right. I probably need a big key, of course, a key to the town. Sorry, a bit slow there. I was a bit slow. Yeah, that's a good idea. Chain around your neck like the Mayor. Yes, a ball and chain I did have. Got rid of it. Yes, got divorced, you see. Oh, yes. I can't recommend divorce enough. I really can't. Unless, of course, you've got a lot of financial commitments. Anyway, let's not go down that route. What I was going to say, another person I've been in touch with fairly recently is good old Gary Baines. Gary Baines at the Shoreham Fort. Now, you may remember at the beginning of April, on the 1st of April, he had a fun day. And what fun it was with the egg and spoon. And I put that video up and everybody's loved it. And it's been really exciting and all of that kind of malarkey. But he's very keen to get more people involved. Just as I'm keen to get people involved with this show, he's very keen to get them involved with the Shoreham Fort. And a while back, we made a little video to try and get people involved. Volunteers, ladies and gentlemen, volunteers. I expect you'd like to see a little bit of the volunteer stuff that we want to do. So here for you, ladies and gentlemen, just for you, is this week's this week's Fort Report. Hello and welcome to the Fort Report. I'm Richard Vobes, the Bald Explorer, and I'm down at Shoreham Fort with the lovely Gary Baines. Hello, Gary.
Hello, Richard. How are you again?
I'm fine.
Good. Nice to see you.
Tell us what's going on at the Shoreham Fort.
Well, as you can see behind us, we've got lots of volunteers down here doing a lot of work, but we need more volunteers all the time, so that's why I've really asked you here today, just to put a plea out that we need more volunteers. The volunteers can do so much. As you can see, they're sieving out for fines and everything behind us. They're digging the ditch out, but there's a job for everyone, from serving in food for Fort to doing tours, everything. As long as you can come down and help us out, doesn't matter how long, just come and give us a hand.
Well, I think that's a very worthwhile cause. So if you're watching, don't forget, share this video, tell your friends, get down to Shoreham Fort and help out. Become a volunteer. How about that, eh, ladies and gentlemen? How about that? So if you fancy being a volunteer, get in touch with Gary Baines at the Shoreham Fort. They're just looking for volunteers to help out. It's a worthwhile cause, and I will be putting that video up separately so that you can share it and try and get other people. I'll bung it in on the Bald Explorer page and in the group, and then if you can share it, it's great to help out these lovely people at places like Heritage Site, because they're struggling a little bit, and they could do with as much help as we can give them, and that's one of the things that we do. Now, I've just noticed Claire Leach has said some fabulous fascinating and fantastic news, and thank you, Claire, for bringing it to my attention. You see, these workers, these hard workers, they need rewarding. So, Claire, be prepared that I should be buying you a drink. Then I can get you legless. That's fine. And we push you around. You see, you don't have to do the walking. It's very easy. So Claire's just said that 24 people have said they're definitely coming to the meet-up at Bramber on the 28th, at the end of this month, of April. The 28th of April at Bramber at 12 o'clock. So we need to book the table. It's going to be a blooming long table. We need to get that booked. Claire, I know you've already spoken to the chap, so maybe you could go ahead and book the table. That would be superb. 24 people have said they're definitely coming, and there's a possible other 13. Another 13. So obviously, you can come. It's pay for your own meals, by the way. I mean, if it was just one or two of you, we might be able to sort of manage to sort of do it on the firm's money. No, we couldn't actually do it on the firm's money, but so it will be pay as you go. That's right. But don't feel that you have to pay any. Have to have a fully fledged meal. You can just come for a drink if you like, or just have a bag of chips. There's no pressure to push the boat out or even haul it back in afterwards. So but I'm just so thrilled. Isn't that amazing? Give everybody a big round of applause. They're all excited. 28th of April. It's fantastic. I'm so thrilled. So we will do another one later in the year in a different part of Sussex. And then down the line, if we can keep this going, if we can keep the momentum going and more people join the group, which will be fantastic, and we can get further afield and make these videos and gather people around, then we'll have another meet-up in those sort of areas until we're busy all year, which will be superb. That's what we really want, and get this thing really, have legs. Really have legs. Nice, slender legs with good calves. Always nice to have good calves, isn't it? And make sure you clip your toes, which is always good. So we've done that. Let's go and see what these lovely people. Let's see what you're saying first of all. Radio show is only on at the end of October and November in Lewes for the bonfire. Where in Sussex on Rocket FM, says Steve Pilford. It's the 15th year he's been doing it. Well done to you, sir. 15th year. It's a lot of hard work goes into that. Steve Blakey says, can you investigate Tevil Stream, or Tevel, as people like to call it? Yes, we will do that. I'll get Martin Snow. That will be done. Corinne Lindsay says, come to Devon, for Christ's sake. Oh, for goodness sake. Come to Devon. I nearly blasphemed then. Well, I did blaspheme. I do apologise. I don't want to get struck down by a bolt of. Some momentum down southwest would be wonderful. Yes. Well, let's be fair. The spring has only just sprung. And as soon as I get the plumber in to get rid of the leaks, then we'll get on with it. No, I mean, the spring is only just... We haven't really had much of the nice weather. So this year I certainly aim to get down to Devon. I'd like to get down to Cornwall, meet up with Mark, do a few walks down there, get down and see Terry Wood as well, get round to that neck, going up to Cambridgeshire at the beginning of May. Going over to the Glastonbury. So we are, things are planned, and I'm really excited about all of this. And of course, I do want to go further around and all of that. So that's really good. Terry Wood says, we're waiting for you in Devon. I'm waiting to come down and buy you a pint, sir. You've been so kind with putting up all your stuff. And I know for those guys like down in Cornwall and down in South Devon, it must feel a little bit like you're out of the loop. And I do appreciate that you must feel like you're miles away, and that the hub is all up in Sussex in the southeast, and those, softy southerners over there. Same with people up north, up in links like Jane. I do appreciate that you're sort of almost like satellites orbiting the Vobe. That's some thought, that is. And I appreciate that you probably think a bit like that, but... You just hold on. That's all I can say is hold on. Grab hold of something. Don't give up on me yet. The sunshine has yet to arrive, and as we get more and more people to know about what we're trying to do here, and get more people, we've got people like Mark English who's come on board, who's now going to be taking me around further places around Surrey. They're going to be great. The more I can get people who know their area and can take me round. I'm hoping to see Philip Naylor up in Nottinghamshire. And is that next week? I think it might be next week. Philip, we need to organise that day. Keep the whatever day it is, 16th, I think it is, not the Tuesday. Keep that day free, because I think I'm coming up and we're going to fit something in somehow. And then I need to book a hotel. You just reminded me. So that there's all of that. So just hold fire. Anyway, let's see what's going on down in what we call the gallery, of course, and it's what you guys have been posting in the group, which is absolutely brilliant. Can't do this without you, really can't. And I say that every time, but it's true. It's so true. So let's go and have a look in the gallery. Now, I do apologise, I can't always return your photos. I do try to return them, but the postman runs away when he sees me with all these bits of digital in my fingers. Anyway, enough of this nonsense. Let's crack on to the first one. So here is our first picture. Now, I just go in randomly and grab what people have been doing. I only take one picture because you can go and have a look at them in the Board Explorer group. This is Matthew Holdsworth, and he's just proving to me that there's lots of exciting things going on in Reigate. This is Reigate Windmill, which looks like a smock mill from where I'm standing. It's got some very nice sweeps. I don't know if the windmills in Surrey are called sweeps. The sails. The sails that go round in Sussex, they're called sweeps. But it's got a Dutch cap on the top. No, that's not rude. That's what it's called. But a lot of it's obscured there by the hedge. But thank you very much, Matthew, for posting that. We must get together and have a little look. I was fascinated by this picture. It looks like Philip Naylor is in an aeroplane, a low-flying aeroplane, or a microlight flying across the Nottinghamshire hills, but actually is on Mount Snowdon. There's some absolutely gorgeous pictures. Go and check those out in the Board Explorer group. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much for posting these pictures. They really are appreciated. This one I found very haunting. Look at this. This is amazing. This is Linda Kane. These are is it Philip Jackson? I think the artwork of the sculptor Philip Jackson, if I remember it rightly, at St. Catherine's of Siena Church at Cocking. It's a nice name, isn't it? Cocking. I say, so mugging about. Yes, I found these pictures very, very haunting, very lovely, and thank you for posting those. I definitely fancy a trip up there. So I've got to get up that neck of the woods, and because there's lots of that part of Sussex that is interesting, or just into Hampshire. And Ed Warren, of course, up there at North Chapel, he's been putting some pictures. He doesn't put his camera down, which is marvellous, and such a lovely man, as you saw in the Petworth video. Always got a smile and a nice, happy comment for everybody. It's absolutely lovely. I do appreciate that. We love him to bits. Ed Warren, he is a star. And Claire Leach has asked me, she posted up this picture, which she says is a little old, but no worries. She said, have you ever been to Falmer Village? Now, Falmer is sort of on the east side of Brighton. It's sort of northeast side of Brighton, as if you're sort of heading off towards Lewes. You go through Falmer, and there's a lovely church. It's a beautiful church from what I can see, but she said, of course, there's the football stadium that's right bang in the middle now, and the A27 carves the place up. It's right near the university, of course, the University of Sussex, and I thought, no, I haven't been there. It's something that once you get out of Brighton, you're sort of trying to get away. So I need to go there. It'd be lovely if someone could take me round to have a look at that. And finally, I have a couple of dodgy-looking blokes that have posted pictures in the Board Explorer group, and I don't know who the bloke on the left is, but the one on the right is Chris Puller, and he said inspired by the show yesterday when I showed some photos of the silent pool, which, by the way, will be coming out on Thursday. The video that Mark English and I did will be coming out on Thursday. He said, inspired by just the photos, he said it's only around the corner. So he's gone and he's been and he's had a look, and he was caught short and he's had a dribble, and now they're clearing out the pool. Thank you very much, Chris. We'll have to wait now. All the druids are a little bit upset. But they'll be coming back. No, I'm only kidding. Of course, I'm only kidding. So it's so fantastic that, people are inspired amazingly by the silliness and the stupidity that I sometimes bring to the show. Not always, of course. Sometimes I'm very deadly serious, which is rather good. But thank you. Keep those pictures coming and bung them in the Bald Explorer group. We do appreciate them. The lovely Lady Julia is on them like a shot. I have never seen anyone work Facebook so fast. It's like she lives and breathes it. She's there, you bung a picture on, bing, she's there, she's liking it, she's great. And then if I miss anything, as I said yesterday, she's saying, Richard, you really got to have a look at this, check this out. So today, the lovely Julia, I was supposed to be going down to Glastonbury to do a bit of a recce for our Glastonbury trip, you see, but my job on Wednesday, tomorrow, was cancelled. So actually the whole reason for me to go down was scrubbed. So I did some editing, and then I thought, well, this is supposed to be a bit of a recce day, a working day. So I got on the blower and I said to Julia, what are you up to? She said, I'm just looking after my boy. I said, well, come over for lunch and we'll do some research. We'll try and make something of the day that I've lost. And if you're just kicking your heels, still the school holidays. So she said, oh, that's very kind of you. She said I was going to have a lovely, she had planned, lots of plans for a lovely seafood platter she had with some side salad, and she had a whole, there was a hog in the oven that she was cooking, and she was, doing some very important church work as well. And she had an army of people she was doing little ringlet things for, but she dropped all of that. She said, no, it's fine. If the master calls, I suppose reluctantly she came. So anyway, she came over, and little Elijah, her lovely boy, we kept him amused as much as we could, and then we tried to do. I say tried. We did do a fair bit of research, and then, but. Really, we did a lot of Facebook work, and Julia was showing me this and showing me that, and so I was learning a lot, actually. So thank you very much, Julia. That was very kind. And that because we'd been stuck inside quite a bit, I said, look, your little boy needs some exercise. And the trouble with me and children is that I end up being a bit like a child myself. And I said, come on, let's go down to the beach. The sun came out. I said, we can't sit in. We can't, the research will just have to wait. Come on. And Julia said, oh, all right. And little Elijah was going, oh, yeah, come on, let's go down the beach. So we did go down to the beach. We had a little run around. I was like a little schoolboy and chucking the stones at those funny flying vermin. What are they? Seagulls. I wasn't really. Don't report me to the mayor of Worthing, for Gord's sake. Don't do that. No. So anyway, we did that. But on the way down, I don't know if you've been to Worthing recently, but we have a Ferris wheel. A great big one. It's like a Catherine wheel, but without the blue touch paper. And Julia said, cool, it would be nice to go in there. And I said, oh, don't be silly. We don't want to go in there. We're going down to the beach, And then little Elijah said, oh, can we go in there, Mummy? And so I said, I'm not your mummy. Don't look at me like that. And of course we can't go in there. We're going down the beach. We're going to have fun. We're going to have fun in the old-fashioned traditional way. We're not going on this newfangled stuff. And Julia gave me one of those looks that she can. I've discovered she has a range of faces. And she gave me one of those looks that said, we're going on there. And I knew better. I knew better than to argue. You know what it's like when you've got militant staff on your hands? Well, I tell you, it was a bit like that. It was a moment like that. A horrid chill went down. My spine went rigid. And I thought, God, go up there, on there. You are joking, because I don't like heights, you see. I don't like heights. No. I'm petrified. Get me an inch off the ground, and I'm like this. Like jelly, I am. Like wibbly-wobbly jelly. Green jelly in a bath. Well, not necessarily in a bath. It can be anywhere. It can be on a table if you insist. Anyway, so she said, come on, Vobes. So you've made me be in these videos. You get up there and make sure everything's all right. Protect us, she said. Protect. My husband's at work. My husband, he can't protect us. Normally, he would be there with his great big Challenger sword and his arm. He says, but he's working. He's looking after me by work. He says, you've got to look after me and make sure we're safe up there. You're my boss at the moment. So I said, all right then. So I felt obliged, you know. I don't want you to think that, you know, we were just swanning around having fun because we're working so hard on this show. I don't want you to think otherwise, ladies and gentlemen. It's all such incredible hard. I told you about the length of the breadth of the script writing that has to go into this show, and not one spelling mistake because I don't want to make any errors in anything. So anyway, so we went up there. I've got some photos. Of course, I've got some photos. So this is the Ferris wheel, ladies and gentlemen. Excuse my photos for being a little bit soft focus. I took them on my phone. They came out very nice. And then in order to get them into the software that I use here, which is called OBS, OBS, some reason I made them too small, and so now in order to get them full size again, they've lost a little bit of their crystal clarity, but don't let that worry you. Anyway, so that's the Ferris wheel, and from the top of the Ferris wheel, these are just random pictures, I'm afraid. You get a picture of the, lovely picture of the beach and the thing. There's the, I don't know who they are, actually. They got in the way whilst we were working ever so hard. I tried to nudge that strange woman. I said, I'm taking a picture of me. They don't want to see you. Clearly, they just want to see me. I nudged her out the way. She nearly fell out, actually. I looked down, and these were the rooftops all around us. It was quite a lot of them. There's another one. There's the old... that's not the Warnes Hotel that was, but it's a bit like the old Warnes Hotel that we used to have there. There's a handsome devil. Look at that handsome devil there. I don't know how he got in, but there's the colour of the sea was looking rather lovely, and here's the mechanics of the actual Ferris wheel, which was there, looking over... across Steen Gardens down there, looking northwards to, I forget the name of that parade of shops, but 1901 they were built. Lovely parade there. This is where the old Warnes Hotel was, or Warner Hotel. Warnes, I think it was, burnt down, and there's got these flats in there now. On the other side, you've got the Chatsworth Hotel. You can see the dome from the old Kurzel, or the Dome Cinema as it is now. Originally, it was a roller skating rink, the Dome, back in 1901 or whenever it was. Some woman got in the shot there, just looking like she's grinning and bearing it. Looking again on back towards Steen Gardens, that looks very much like a 1940s photograph, doesn't it? Bar the cars, looking there, beautiful. You wouldn't believe that we've had such rotten weather recently, and yet there it looks like we're in the height of summer. More mechanics of the actual gizmo, and this is the little cube that not cube, but the little sort of box thing, little teacup it is, that you sit in on Worthing's wheel. Life is like a Ferris wheel, it says. You get about 10 minutes. It goes round 3 times. So that's all quite nice, isn't it, ladies and gentlemen? And where's the thing? So now, there we are. So I've actually got I didn't take my normal camera and my gimbal and all the rest of it, but I did take my phone, as I said, and I did make a tiny little bit of video. Would you like to see the video? Of course you would. What do you think we are? Of course you would, dear. So here we go. Have a look at this. Oh boy. So Julia popped round and said, "Hey, Rich, why don't you come down to the Steen Gardens, because they've got the Ferris wheel?" And I thought, no, that's ridiculous. I'm not going on the Ferris wheel because I'm scared of that sort of thing. And she said, look, I'm not going to be in any of your videos ever again if you don't come down and be on the Ferris wheel. So, yeah, she brought her lovely little boy, and here they are. What do you think?
It's pretty cool, isn't it? It's tiny, tiny bit freaky, but, you know, we're cool. We're grown up there.
Yeah, so I didn't bring my gimbal or anything because I didn't really know it was going to happen until the last minute, but there we are. This is the crazy view. Amazing. Marvellous, eh? Marvellous. Bit impromptu, and as we were there, it was great. It was, you know, as I said, you know, Julia said, "What are you doing with your camera now?" I said, "I'm just going to record this little video." "Oh, you're always thinking of the show," she said. I said, "I know, I'm married to it. I am married to the show. It's all I think about, the show and the walks and the videos and all the rest of it. Can't ever take my mind off it, but that's the way it is." Let's see what you guys are saying. Terry Wood says you've got to get onto the Torquay big wheel. Have they got a big wheel in Torquay? I haven't been down to Torquay for a long time, actually. Shame you had the glass in front of you, says Mark. Yes, I know, but without that we would have fallen out. Jane Ansley says, lovely to see where I used to live in the Steen. Yes, well, there you are. Now you live up north. But yes, you used to live down here. It's so lovely that we can show you that. Pam says, I did my paper round all round there. How amazing. You see, this is the amazing interconnectedness that I was talking about what this show does. It's absolutely incredible. Mark Selwood says, yeah, on the London Eye, I felt better. I felt better, not much, and it isn't that high. Yeah, I have problems going upstairs, says Russell MacDonald Bell. I'm sure you did. Surely the gondoliers is on a gimbal. Yes, I should have borrowed the gimbal from the gondoliers and mounted my phone in it, shouldn't I? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to keep it short today because I didn't actually think I was going to be here because I thought I was going to be away, so this isn't a huge amount of material. I'm going to Portsmouth tomorrow with the lovely Julia. She's got to take a little Elijah to her parents who live that way. And she said, look, I've done a whole load of research on the Roundhouse. Now, we mentioned this in a few videos ago about the ghosts and about the age of the place and when it was built. She said, you know, if you're not having to work because you had your job cancelled, let's go and do another video. And I said, well, I'm up for that. Maybe we could get 2 in a day if the weather is nice. And I do believe the weather is going to be nice tomorrow. Then we've got 2 days of fairly crap weather, and Mark English reassures me that we've got sunshine coming after the weekend, so I'm very much looking forward to that, because then we can really get knuckled down and do some videos, although I've actually got a job next week and I don't think that's been cancelled, so there we are. Come to the Torquay Wheel, says Corin. Well, we should go on it, Corin. We should go on it together, and we can grip on and hope it doesn't come off, and we go flying down into the Torquay Riviera. Is it the English Riviera, and fall into the sea? We don't want any of that. Cynthia Walder says, I was on the London Eye in a thunderstorm. Oh my God! In a thunderstorm? Saw the lightning bolt that hit Gatwick Airport. Yeah, well, because Gatwick Airport's no more. It's now completely gone. Wiped out by that thunderstorm. So if you were thinking of taking a flight out of the country, think again, ladies and gentlemen. I may have made that up. Anyway, so thank you so much for coming along and watching the show. It's been brilliant to have you here. But when you hear this music, it means I have to depart and prepare myself for the morrow. But we'll bring you a report from what we get up to in Portsmouth. Maybe have a little clip for the show. Join me again tomorrow at 8 o'clock. It's going to be fantastic. We'll have to get the lovely Julia on the show as well soon. That would be fun. And more guests. Your guest is as good as mine, so we'll have them on the show. So thank you so much. It's been brilliant. Thank you for everybody who's come along. If you're a first time in the group, do let us know, because we will welcome you with open arms. It's so lovely. But until then, it's been marvellous to see you. Take care, everybody, and I will catch up with you very soon, very soon. Don't forget to become a patron and get the Naked Englishman, which is always good fun. But until the next time, till tomorrow, 8 o'clock, British summertime, I'll say arrivederci. There we go. Arrivederci. Au revoir. Cheerio. Goodbye.